Alright guys, I'm a little out of my element, but look at all the freedom here. I'm at my cousin Brian's and we're doing some brakes for my cousin Trish on a 2018 Nissan Murano. The front pad, or the rear pads, are in pretty dire straits here. If you look back at those pads, you can see how worn, if I get you in the right spot, right here. That's time to replace those. They're pretty thin, but everything else is fine. I did a check on the front. The front pads are still pretty thick and meaty. So let's get on this one and get her done. So since we're just doing pads, we need to remove these two 14 millimeters and pull the slide pins and pull the caliper. Oh, these haven't been moved in quite a while. If they're stubborn, you just give them a little tap. If that don't work, pull up. There we go. That's one. And we will re-grease these. Looks like it may have had some thread locks. So that goes on the top. Yeah. Look at that. The other thing you want to make sure you do, you have to evenly distribute the weight a little bit. Just don't pull that all the way out. All right. Perfect. All right, so obviously we can see this doesn't pass through this. Unfortunately, you're going to have to take the entire caliper assembly off, which requires a 19 end wrench at the minimum, because you can't get a socket back here, but you can get a 19 on the top. So just letting you know in case you run into the same problem with one of these. So stay tuned, guys. So the next thing I'm going to do, I took the caliper bracket all the way off. We need to put that piston back in. Okay, so as much as I wanted to use this thing the first time, I couldn't. We had to C-clamp a little bit of it, but I'm just going to use it for the rest of it, so. You already know. Alright. Clean them off like that. Thing's a little out of turn this time, but that's cool. We're going to grease these slide pins because that bottom one has to go back in with the bracket assembly. You guys remember it gets stuck right there, or it gets stuck over on the back. So we're just going to grease them now, so you guys know. Always re-grease these every time you do brakes, every single time. All right, so we replaced the bracket assembly. New pads are in. I want to show you guys a cool trick that I just figured out a second ago. I wanted to test to see if it would work, but what we did was you put the top bolt in first. That way you can swing the back out like this, so the slide pin has room to move out freely, and you can put this back on over. So since we're here doing that, let's do it. All right, watch your boots. We'll put our top pin in first, like so. And then we'll grab the whole thing, like this. Pull it up. Yep, that's it. So that's a pro tip for you to get these back on. So we'll get the slide pins tightened back in this last bolt, and we'll go do the other side. Fast forward and let you know how it goes. 2013 Murano, we did also the brakes, just like we did with the 2018. They're the exact same pad numbers, all the good parts, and I'll show you those. It doesn't really matter which ones you want to get. You can either get the Duralast ones or the O'Reilly's ones. I know Napa makes them too. Direct premium import. Let's see. This 103 0905s. So they'll work for the 18s and the 13s. And God bless America. Like and subscribe.